Hi, I'm Softbeard the Pirate, and I'd like to welcome you to Softbeard Presents. Today's episode is about knots. I'm going to show you 3 basic knots you should know as a woodsman today. The bowline, the sheet bend, and the trucker's hitch. These 3 basic knots will help you do a lot of various things in the woods. The first knot I'm going to show you is the bowline. The bowline is used to make a loop. Making a loop can be very helpful and important when you're in the woods. So you have your piece of rope here. You make a small loop like that. The free end comes out of the loop, goes around, and then back into the loop. Then you just pull it tight. And that creates a little loop right here. The advantage of the bowline over most knots is that this knot, no matter how hard you pull on it, isn't going to bind up too much on you, and will be relatively easy to take out when you need to take it out. For those of you that have seen the movie Jaws, the rabbit-based bowline instructions are: the rabbit makes a circle, comes out of the hole, goes around the tree, and jumps back into the hole. Little quick piece of information for those of you at home. The tail end can either be on the inside of the loop or on the outside of the loop. This is on the inside of the loop. If I go around in the opposite direction, it'll be on the outside of the loop. Both are perfectly acceptable versions of the knot. Having the tail end on the inside of the loop is slightly stronger. So when maximum strength is required, the tail on the inside is slightly stronger. Another important task you can do with rope in the woods is to join 2 pieces of rope together. Especially if the 2 pieces of rope are a different size, that's when this knot comes in handy. It's a lot better than a square knot, which is not exactly a very strong knot. This is called a sheet bend. To tie this knot, we take our first rope. If you have 2 different sizes, use the thicker rope in this case. You make a half-bend loop. Second rope comes up through the half-bended loop, like so. Then goes around the loop and underneath itself. Once, and then twice. You then pull so that the loop closes on this end, and you have your 2 ropes together. Remember, this rope, if you have 2 different sizes, should be your thicker rope. And this is a great knot for joining a thin rope, like this paracord, to something thicker, like a piece of manila, or any other type of large diameter rope. Okay, this next one's called the trucker's hitch, and it's used for bringing 2 things together. If you need a little bit of extra mechanical leverage. This is a very good way to tie a tent down to a good firm stake, or to tighten up a line. Okay, so what we're going to do is tie to these 2 points and bring these 2 things together with some leverage. So the first thing we do is we tie off. So I'm going to make a bowline. And that secures me at the top. Next thing I'm going to do is put a little overhand loop in this free end. Just like that. I then go down and around the other object I want to pull close, and then up through the overhand loop. There's a lot of different variations in the trucker's hitch, and I've even seen people put a second loop in here and come up another time. For every up and down, it's just like having a pulley. It gives you mechanical advantage. You can then pull on this, and I don't have to put as much pressure on this to get more tension here. There are a couple of ways to tie it off. You can either tie off here, or you can tie off to your object down here, like so. You get some good tension in this by using the mechanical advantage, just like a pulley. And now it's time for a bonus knot. If you're a pirate, it's very important that you know how to hang people properly. And when you hang people, you want your knot to be a good, strong knot, because it's inappropriate to hang people with a weak knot and have the rope break on you. That just makes more work. So the way you tie a noose, start with your piece of rope. This is your free end. Go back a little ways, and you want to make an S, like so. Here's your free end. You want your free end to be much longer than the end of your loop. So we're actually going to go about like that. You take your S, take your free end, wrap it around your loop, and begin making successive wraps. Nice and tight together. The more times you wrap, the stronger the knot gets. When you're done wrapping and you're down to just a little bit, what you want to do is tuck the end inside the remaining loop that's at the top. The loop at the bottom is comprised of two ends. It'll be this end and one end of this loop. So we hold this in position, and then we tug on the ends of the loop at the bottom to bring the top loop down. You're going to have to straighten the top loop out a little bit probably, like so. The top loop will eventually slide inside this big set of coils, and that produces a noose that slides freely along your standing end.